The rain tapped gently against the glass windows of Orion Marketing Solutions as employees rushed to finish their work before heading home. The office was quieter than usual, but a few workers remained seated at their desks, trying to meet deadlines before the end of the day. Among them were two close friends, Putri and Sarah. The two women had worked together for almost 2 years and had become inseparable. They shared lunch breaks, worked on projects together, and often stayed late at the office, helping each other complete assignments. On this particular evening, Putri sat staring at her laptop screen, with frustration written all over her face. Sarah rolled her chair toward her and laughed. "Why do you look like someone just told you the world is ending?" Putri sighed dramatically. "It might as well be. Mr. Benny wants the marketing event proposal finished by tomorrow morning." Sarah looked at the half-finished document on Putri's screen. "That's it? I thought it was something serious." "It is serious. There are still 20 pages left." Sarah shook her head. "You worry too much." Before Putri could respond, a familiar voice interrupted them. "Putri." Both women turned around immediately. Standing behind them was Mr. Benny, the head of the marketing department. He was a powerful figure within the company. Many employees admired him because of his position and influence. However, Sarah had never fully trusted him. There was something about the way he looked at certain employees that made her uncomfortable. "Yes, sir?" Putri asked politely. "The proposal needs to be completed tonight." "I understand, sir." "Good." He paused before adding, "This project will be reviewed directly by upper management. It could create opportunities for employees who perform well." Putri smiled. "I'll make sure it's finished." Mr. Benny nodded and walked away. After he disappeared into his office, Sarah looked at her friend. "See, maybe this is your chance to finally get promoted." Putri laughed. "I wish. You deserve it. Tell that to management." The evening continued, and slowly the office began to empty. One by one, employees packed their bags and headed home. Around 7 o'clock, Sarah finished her own assignments. "Give me the proposal," she said. "What? I'll finish the remaining sections tonight." Putri looked relieved. "Seriously? Of course. You are officially the best friend ever." Putri copied the file onto a USB drive and handed it to Sarah. "Half the work is already done." "Perfect." With that, Putri left to grab dinner, while Sarah stayed behind to continue working. About 30 minutes later, Sarah realized she had forgotten an important report in the conference room. She stood up and walked down the hallway. As she passed Mr. Benny's office, she noticed the door was slightly open. Normally, she would have ignored it. Then she heard Putri's voice. Confused, Sarah stopped. She glanced toward the opening. Inside the office sat Putri and Mr. Benny. Sarah couldn't hear every word, but she could hear enough. "Your performance has been excellent this year," Mr. Benny said. Putri smiled. "Thank you, sir. I'm considering promoting you to junior manager." Putri looked surprised. "Really?" "Of course." For a moment, Sarah felt happy for her friend. Then the conversation changed. Mr. Benny leaned back in his chair. "Promotions require trust." Putri looked confused. "What do you mean?" "There are many ways employees can demonstrate loyalty." Something about his tone made Sarah uncomfortable. Putri shifted nervously in her seat. "I always do my best work." Mr. Benny smiled. "I'm talking about more than work." The atmosphere in the room changed instantly. Sarah felt her stomach tighten. Putri looked shocked. "Sir, I don't understand." "You do." Putri stood up immediately. "I think I should leave." Mr. Benny's expression darkened. "Think carefully before walking away from opportunities." Without another word, Putri hurried out of the office. Sarah quickly stepped away before she could be seen. Moments later, Putri rushed past her toward the elevator. Her face looked pale. Sarah wanted to stop her, wanted to ask what happened, but she couldn't find the words. The next morning, Putri arrived late for work. It was unusual. She was normally one of the first employees in the office. Sarah immediately noticed that something was wrong. During lunch break, she sat beside her friend. "Talk to me." Putri kept looking at her food. "About what? You know what?" Putri remained silent. "I saw you leaving Mr. Benny's office." For a moment Putri froze, then she whispered, "Please don't ask." Sarah leaned forward. What happened wasn't right. Putri looked around nervously. "Keep your voice down." "Why?" "Because I need this job." Sarah's heart sank. She finally understood. Putri wasn't staying silent because she was okay. She was staying silent because she was afraid. For several days, nothing changed. Putri avoided discussing the incident. Mr. Benny behaved as though nothing had happened. Everyone else continued working normally. But Sarah couldn't forget what she had heard. The more she thought about it, the angrier she became. One afternoon, she walked directly into Mr. Benny's office. He looked surprised. "Sarah, what can I do for you?" She closed the door behind her. "I know what happened." Mr. Benny's smile disappeared. "What are you talking about?" "You know exactly what I'm talking about." The room became silent, then Mr. Benny laughed. "Careful, I'm serious. So am I." He folded his hands calmly. "Do you have proof?" Sarah hesitated. No, she didn't. Mr. Benny immediately noticed. "I thought so. I'm reporting this to Human Resources?" "Yes." Mr. Benny leaned forward. "And what exactly will you tell them?" "The truth." He smiled coldly. "Truth without evidence is just an accusation." Sarah clenched her fists. "You can't threaten employees, and you can't accuse managers without proof." His voice became sharper. "You have a good position here, Sarah. A stable salary, career opportunities. So? It would be unfortunate if those opportunities disappeared." The meaning was clear. He was threatening her. For the first time, Sarah understood why Putri had remained silent. Fear was powerful. Yet despite her fear, Sarah refused to back down. That evening she met Putri at a nearby cafe. For nearly 2 hours they talked. Putri cried. She admitted everything: the inappropriate comments, the pressure, the implied promises of promotion, the fear of losing her job. When she finished speaking, Sarah reached across the table and held her hand. "You shouldn't have to face this alone. What if nobody believes me? Then we'll make them listen." Over the following weeks, the two women gathered information. They spoke with former employees. Several shared similar experiences. Others admitted they had left the company because of uncomfortable encounters with Mr. Benny. Gradually, a pattern emerged. What happened to Putri wasn't an isolated incident. It had happened before. Armed with this information, Putri finally filed a formal complaint. The investigation that followed changed everything. Human Resources interviewed employees confidentially. Old records were reviewed. Former staff members were contacted. More evidence surfaced. Soon management realized the allegations were far more serious than they initially believed. 3 months later, the company announced the results. Mr. Benny's employment was terminated. Additional workplace protection policies were introduced. Managers received mandatory ethics training. Anonymous reporting systems were established. For the first time, employees felt safe speaking openly. Life slowly returned to normal. One afternoon, nearly 6 months later, Putri and Sarah sat together in the cafeteria. The atmosphere felt lighter than it had in a long time. Then an email notification appeared on Putri's phone. She opened it. Her eyes widened. "What is it?" Sarah asked. Putri stared at the screen, then she smiled. "I got it." "Got what?" "The promotion." Sarah jumped from her seat. "No way." Putri laughed through tears. "Junior manager." The entire cafeteria erupted into applause as coworkers learned the news. This time, the promotion wasn't attached to conditions. It wasn't based on fear. It wasn't offered in exchange for silence. It was earned through hard work, dedication, and talent. As everyone celebrated, Putri looked around the room. For the first time in months, she felt proud. Proud that she had spoken up. Proud that she had refused to let fear control her future. Most of all, she was grateful for the friend who stood beside her when she needed support the most. Because courage isn't about being fearless. It's about doing the right thing even when you're afraid. And sometimes, all it takes is one person refusing to stay silent to create change that helps everyone.